First opened way back in 1924, but renovated in 2002. Soldier Field in Chicago. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Cleveland Browns and the Chicago Bears. Two teams trying to stake their claim to postseason football. Week 14 of the NFL is underway. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Set and read. Mike 58 right there. Read.
There's the first carry for Tariq Cohen, and he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Get him! Get him! Check 13! Check 13! Check safety! Check safety! He's coming! He's coming! He's coming! Go! Go! Kill! Kill! Kill!
They'll run on 2nd down with Cohen. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but
yeah, we know, you know better than I, he has the ability to take over a game. So what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
You don't want none. 51's the mic. 51's the mic.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Jannard Avery in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year.
Well, competition comes up in so many different ways, and right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. Had about 5 sacks last week. We just saw their first one of this game.
And Sanders now to return. He had his sights on the end zone, no doubt, but is brought down after a huge return there. And this offense set up with a very short field. 1st and 10 inside the 20. And into the red zone now. And, Charles, they told us offense in the red zone was a focus this week in practice.
A huge priority, and the key was to get points, so you know that all the time during the week they talked about executing, taking care of the football, no big mistakes, make sure they put points on the board and come out of it with that.
10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Check 43. Check 24. Check 24. I got it.
A first carry now for Nick Chubb. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Nick Chubb, his 14th touchdown now on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point by Seibert, up and good, and that makes the score 7-0. Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Second and 11. And he slings one that's incomplete. And this pass defense, they were sensational in the win last week, and they're looking good here so far in this first quarter.
You know, we often talk about how offenses get locked in, and that runs over multiple games where they're really, in that zone. Defenses can be the exact same way, and I think we're seeing an example of it here.
They've had touchdowns on both of their drives thus far, but now they face a 3rd and long.
Defense, keep it up, guys. Watch the twist. Watch the twist.
They'll look to throw here. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at here is stopped at the 35-yard line.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Mayfield. And a little floater there, but it'll wind up incomplete, falling to the ground.
So it looked like maybe his 3rd or his 4th read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant the flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They find themselves down 10-0 early after the interception on their opening drive led to a field goal.
So now they've got to pick up the mantle a little bit. You mentioned the team's down 10. They've helped contribute to that. How are they going to get their team back into this ball game? Run the offense that you think is going to be effective and execute it at a high level.
And he takes it all the way down to the 28-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run, 47 yards. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10.
Bang, 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 bang. Watch safety creep, watch safety creep. Safety's creeping. Check 52. 6 guys, check 6 guys.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Gets this to his running back, Tariq Cohen. The excellent play last time is followed by a much more routine gain of 3.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
They'll break the huddle and come out with 4 receivers, 3 of them to the right side, 2nd and 7. Here's a 2nd and 7. He's going to go up top for the end zone. Oh, he almost had it for the pick. A great chance there for the interception in the end zone. Instead, 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down and 7.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense.
Mike 51, Mike 51. So we got man. Go. Right here, guys. Mike 51, Mike 51.
Flag comes in. This might be a free play. They'll find Hall. So with the completed pass and the yardage they got, they'll decline the penalty.
So obviously more yards on the pass completion than they would have gained with the penalty. They did the math. They did it well, and it works for them.
So now then, the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal.
It's going to be a long day. It's going to be a long day. He's checking. Crash. Kill. Kill. Turn up.
A give to Cohen. He heads right. And he goes backwards on this one. Losing yardage to the 7. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
It's a loss of 1. Brings up 2nd and goal at the 7-yard line. That's the
10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. Now from the 7, here's 2nd and goal.
I'm coming after you. Jim. Hey, man. Watch the boot. Kill. Alert 3. Check nickel. Zip this. The motion. 6. Check.
Now a shotgun handoff to Cohen. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and
The Bears on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and goal.
Tight dog. Wide. Get wide. Slam. Shit.
On 3rd down, a run with Cohen. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. This defense bending but not breaking. It's a gain of 3. It's now 4th and goal. Now Zane Gonzalez for the field goal try. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. And Gonzalez puts this one through. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. So they do get 3 points, but that's now 3 drives with only the 3 points, not a ratio that's going to win you many ball games.
Not at all, Brandon. And think about it this way. We all know payoff is the key, right? And wouldn't we love to have the concession on every T-shirt that's been printed in football that says finish on it? Because that's the mantra everywhere. Got to be able to finish drives, put points on the board.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27th.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Hey, alert 33.
Here's Mayfield. He's got Njoku, his big tight end. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A gain there of 21 yards.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down. Moving backwards on first down, never a good thing. What does that do for the mindset on 2nd down?
Well, it changes your play call, definitely, because as a play call, you're advancing yourself thinking, okay, we're going to get a gain here. Now you've got to go back in reverse, come up with something to pick up not just the yardage lost, but gain a few extra.
On 2nd and 11 now. Mayfield. And he's got the hook up to Landry. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Mayfield from the gun on 3rd down. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it. And he'll get this back across the midfield stripe and down to the 47-yard line. He was looking for Landry that time.
Well, if you go by the numbers, you'll find as the temperature goes down, so does the passing efficiency. And now that we're in December, even the routine throws are going to be harder for the quarterbacks. And this one, it winds up getting picked off.
25, check 25. Trump. Pick the edge. Go.
They'll start out here with a jet sweep. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Hey, hold on. I'm coming. Check. Hey, watch it. Go. Say. Check.
On 2nd down, it's Cohen. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. The Bears on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 8. Our score 10-3 with 2 minutes remaining in quarter number 2. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL.
51. Come on, boy, 51. Hey, me and you on deck. to you. 51's the mic. 51's the mic. Here we go. Echo. 51. Man, I got you.
They'll drop the throw. And he's going to go down. Back near midfield at the 49. Looks like the offense is going to take another shot here. They're going on 4th and 13. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here comes the Bears punter now as he'll kick it away for the second time. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this one's out of bounds. Should be inside the 10, I think it is, at the 6-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game. But this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football. Because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
The Browns drive about to get started. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10.
Hey, check. Pistol. Check. Hurry. Check 13. Out.
Out of the gun, they run it with Hunt. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Hurry. 58's the mic. Come on, baby. Let's see what you got. 58.
Hey, box drop.
58, right there.
On 2nd and 9, Mayfield. He's got a man wide open. It's Landry. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1.
180. Hey, pick your game up.
Mayfield now looking to throw on first down. It's caught by OBJ. And he got blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
At the 44-yard line.
Now Mayfield. They'll go screen here to Hunt. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. The Browns will quickly use their 3rd and final timeout, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. Couple of plays sent them the wrong way, and now they face a 3rd and 14.
He's crashing. King.
They'll throw again. Here's Mayfield. He finds Beckham, complete. Just what the Browns needed there. Good for a gain of 17.
It's a gain of 17 yards. First down, Cleveland.
So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. So out comes the field goal team now for the second time here today. He hit his first. Now this one from 48 yards away. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. So a big play before the end of the half to get him into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee, get out of here, regroup. But how will the head coach and his staff approach halftime? Will it be angry? Will it be clinical? Will they be calm? Will they just let it all out? Who knows? I'd love to be a fly on the wall for this one, though.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Browns are going to get the second half kickoff, and they've got this lead as well as we are back and underway. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively.
Alert, 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 alert!
Play fake. Mayfield. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Play action now. Here's Mayfield. He sets to fire deep. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 33. And they will finally get him down as he's all the way to the 36-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Check the backer, check the backer. Hey, motion, 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 motion. Ball trot. 51, Mike 51.
First down, a run with Cohen. And past the 30, down to about the 27. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the Browns' 27-yard line.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple.
Hey, let's go, let's go. Come to my world. We want it. Come to my world. Hatchet, hatchet. Kill, kill, kill. Check 3, check 3, check 3.
They try again with Cohen. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but There are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line. It'll be a 3-yard pickup, and it brings up 2nd and goal.
Good solid gain on first down, about what you'd expect from the big guy carrying the ball.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
Watch the pass. Watch the pass. Check. Crunch. 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 Tighten up. Tighten up. Tighten up.
They'll run forward with Montgomery, and he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. David Montgomery, his 3rd touchdown now on the year, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT, and the lead down to 3 at 13-10. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. They'll begin the drive with Hunt. Nifty move. And now look at him go. 30, 20, 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Kareem Hunt, 77 yards. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. They blitzed defensively there, but he was able to slip through that first layer, and then he was gone.
I think they won the leverage game, didn't they?
Yes.
Right? They saw the blitz coming. That got to him a little bit, but they leveraged it perfectly and found not just a crease, a gigantic hole. And off he goes, and he's still going all the way to the end zone.
Here's Seibert now to add the extra point. And his guys will take it. Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
Undercrunch, undercrunch, undercrunch. Switch.
Again, it's Cohen. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. He went backwards there 8 yards, and it brings up 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
51 the mic. Guys, it's game situation. Let's go. Hey, Mike 51, Mike 51. Crunch time, defense. Off.
He'll look to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hall. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 18 yards on that one, and Chicago has the first. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. This will be caught by Brown. A gain of 6 there on first. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
When we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, they like his work ethic. This guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
Second and 4. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jannard Avery, what a season he continues to have. His 15th sack of the campaign.
Set, ready. Hey, over. 51. Let's go, D. Check. SOS. Watch out.
On third down, it's Cohen. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. 14 yards and a Chicago first down.
First downs have not come easy, and neither have runs like this throughout this game.
Absolutely not. He finally felt like, whoa, a sigh of relief. We got something going in the running game. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. On first down, they go right back to Cohen. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, second and 10. Second and 10. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. He's in a groove right now. 2 sacks last week. Also got AFC Defensive Player of the Week for that effort. Another sack right there.
He just innately understands how to get to the quarterback. He's going to be blocked differently each and every time. He knows how to counter, how to adjust, and how to get home, as they like to say.
Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a fourth down. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it.
It's fourth down.
So that'll back him up 5. Here comes the Bears punter now, as he's on here to punt it away. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. The Browns drive about to get started. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on second down. Blitz coming, and And down he goes. Khalil Mack in there for the sack, and that is now 21 for him on the year. Wow, what a season. Mayfield and this Browns offense staring at a 3rd and long now after the sack.
Go, go, go. Hey, 58 is the mic. Go, 58 is the mic. Pick me up. Hey, alert, 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 alert. Back. Check, check. Hey. Run, run, run. Hey, orbit.
3rd and long for Mayfield. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by Ronald Darby. And they will finally run him down, but not until he brings this one all the way back down inside the 10-yard line. Landry, the intended target. Suddenly it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here.
Check 24, check 24. Slam, slam, slam.
This is Cohen. And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7. The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal.
Check 50. Switch, switch.
They'll keep it on the ground. Cohen. And he'll be stopped up after only a couple of yards as he gets it down to the 5.
Hyperbole, but I think they desperately need to punch this one in. They're running out of time.
Yeah, 2-score game, second half. You're down here. This is the time to put it in the end zone.
Man, not going to get much better than this for an opportunity.
You got to think this is likely 4-down territory anyway, but they'll try to punch it in now on 3rd and goal. Here's a handoff to Cohen running first. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. So a field goal gets you back within a score, but they're going to go for the bigger chunk here. Kicking, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears. David Montgomery with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. As they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. They do tack on the extra point as well. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter.
Bears 17.
So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line.
At their own 27-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
It's a gain of 10, and the Browns are going to get a first down.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. On first down, they go right back to Hunt. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. This defense starting to buckle down when they need to, and right now they're winning this 4th quarter, losing the game, but they're winning in the 4th quarter.
And what a fine line it is about what they're trying to get done, because They're down, so they obviously need the football, need a score. But they can't be so aggressive as to give up their edge, their gaps, and have the offense hit them with a big play.
They go with Chubb on second down. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Wow, a personal foul at this stage in the fourth. Hard to believe.
Really hard to believe, and now that glow of hope that you had begins to flicker out, doesn't it?
Yep. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage.
Bang, 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 bang. King. What's that? What's that?
Following the penalty, Chubb. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. Boy, a tight game like this, fourth quarter, personal foul penalties, a no-no.
Yeah, we know the emotions are running high. The tensions are the same. Who can control them best could ultimately win it.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. A run for Nick Chubb. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts, as he'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Kill. Turn it up. Kill. Turn it up. What's that?
And again, it's Chubb. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play.
Kill. Hey, turn it up. Jim.
On 3rd down, it's Nick Chubb. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. It's a gain of 7, and that should just about do it. Now the Bears will use their 3rd and final timeout, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game. It's 1st and goal, and a late touchdown at this stage could officially salt this one away. They'll go ahead and take the knee here, and the unbeaten season will continue.
Today